Well, it wasn't the prettiest at times, but we're in the hunt for the next round for Christmas, and football is back. The Bournemouth match vlog's coming up, so stick around. We are back. That's right, I'm finally making that walk. I've just left the house. I've just had local hero booming whilst I was in the shower. That can mean only one thing: match days are back. Packed St. James Park tonight. Cannot wait to get over there. Just heading over to the Metro now. I'm actually meeting my brother, so I'm going to head to Wonder Bar, where there's always a good bit of atmosphere before the game, which is going to be great. Hopefully Wonder Bar, knows are cute to get in sometimes. But isn't it amazing to be back? I cannot wait to get in there. I'm fully fancying us tonight against this Bournemouth team. Really are fancying us. I don't see them stopping us tonight. I don't want to be eating my words there, so I am touching wood as I say that. I think Eddie Howe's going to go full strength. I cannot wait for the teams to come in. But hey, if you are new to Black and White Bat, Newcastle fans, drop down, whack that like button now. Goes a very, very long way to getting us in that algorithm. Drop us a subscribe if you're new, if you stick around for this video. And please get us across all social media: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and Twitter. That Christmas charity video is still bringing in donations to the Newcastle Food Bank, and they need your money. So please do that now. Like I say, I'm going to get on the Metro, wait for the team news to come in, but I cannot wait. We are back, baby. Team news has just dropped, full strength. I fully expected Eddie Howe to go all out. I think the friendly on Saturday suggested he was going to go full strength. Give the lads 90 minutes before the Boxing Day Leicester game, and I'm more confident than ever looking at that team. Cannot wait now. Let's get in that stadium. Let's see what the boys can bring. Are we the lads? Right, I'm joined by my much better looking brother. Craig, what's the score going to be tonight?
2-0, easy win. Bruno first goal.
There you go, nice and straightforward. I'm also joined by Bolton. Bolton, what is the score going to be?
2-1, Miggy to score.
And last but certainly not least, I'm joined by Lee. Lee, what do you think the score is going to be tonight?
3-1 Newcastle, Joel to score first.
And last but not least, I've got Lundy. Lundy, what's the score going to be?
3-1.
Who's going to score first?
And it will be Willock.
There you go. That is a clean sweep. That's a full clean sweep. Half time, 0-0. Not the best, not the worst. We kind of look like a team who hasn't played any competitive football for a while. We look kind of like how we looked at the start of the season. We've struggled in the final third to create any chances. When we've been in there, last third of the pitch, just really struggling. A couple of passes have been a bit off. Joe Willock's looked a little bit rusty in that first half. I'm expecting better things to come, but we definitely look like a team that hasn't played any competitive football for a while. We've had a goal, the ball in the back of the net. Don't know why it wasn't given. There's no VAR tonight. It was given, the referee's given it, so surely without VAR, that's a goal. And then the linesman's taken about a minute to put his flag up when he's been surrounded by players. There's no VAR. If the referee's given the goal and the linesman hasn't put his flag up after, 10 seconds, surely it should be a goal. I've been on Twitter, apparently it should have been, I don't know. Almiron right at the end of the first half. He's not going to have an easier chance in his Newcastle career, and I love the kid, but he has no right foot, and that was summed up with that chance. But yeah, generally speaking, not too much to shout about. Pretty poor in the final third, and I think the atmosphere, because we haven't really played with that same intensity we've been used to before the World Cup, the atmosphere is kind of reflecting that. It's not the St.James Park I expected under the lights after the World Cup, so that's been a bit of a letdown. Bit flat to say it's nearly Christmas, but hey, we still look the more likely, and I still fancy us to get the win. So let's get into the second half. Away the lads. By Dan. Dan's just come out the stadium. Dan, what did you think of that? What's your first thoughts?
As we've just said off camera, looks like a lot of them haven't played football for a long time.
I agree.
But we say that, haven't played for a long time, but we've won the game, and I think that's through the manager.
And who's your man of the match today? Difficult question, very difficult question.
I think a lot of players were, sort of 6, 7 out of 10. Like Longstaff, decent. Joelinton, decent. Sort of winning balls, but no like standout performances. I would say.
I totally agree. There was no standouts. So obviously we've been away from the football for a bit now since the first game back after just over a month. Are you still going into the sort of the Leicester game on Boxing Day? How are your thoughts going into the second half of the season?
I have to be confident. If you look at the league table, where are we?
Exactly.
You can't really complain. Not massive amount of players at the World Cup. How many do we have? I don't know, 5 or 6?
Five, I think. 5.
5 or 6. I think we're good enough. I think, they'll, and if I'm right, the furthest one of our players got, quarter-final or something. So they haven't gone all the way. It's not like, I think we'll be going as we went. Going as we were, we'll carry on, I think.
And because this is a cup game, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit and ask the question, can we get to those Wembley arches?
I don't see why not. What was that? Last
That's what I like.
Last 16?
That was the 4th round, so that it'll be the quarter-finals we go into next, I believe.
Why not? It's only a couple of games.
So that's a yes.
It's a yes.
Right, I'm joined by Brian. He's just come out the stadium. Brian, what did you think of that tonight?
I thought we dominated the game, but they sat everyone behind the ball, made it really difficult for us to kind of break the lines. But the lads played well. I thought a couple of decisions didn't go quite our way, but yeah, I would have probably liked to see Callum Wilson probably, maybe turn some of the opportunities into goals a bit. But I think we got the result.
And do you think that looked like a team that maybe hasn't kicked a competitive football for over a month now?
I think it's going to have an effect on them. It's going to have a little effect. But I still thought the desire there, the work rate was there. Maybe it's peeled off a little bit towards the end. A couple of players flagging at the end. But we've got a bit more of the squad now, as well. So good to bring players on.
And we obviously in the next round for the hat, and I think that's probably the most important thing with these games, isn't it?
Absolutely, we want to have a good cup run. So if we get a good cup run, I think that's what the fans want, and ideally.
I certainly do.
Absolutely, and if we could go all the way, look at some of the draws where it could be, get the draw tomorrow and see who we've got. But I think we've got a good opportunity, great opportunity.
That was going to lead on to my next question. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. Can we get to them Wembley arches?
Do you know what it is? Absolutely, I'm
hearing that a lot.
Yeah, I think the momentum's there, the desire's there. Everybody's kind of getting behind the team. The atmosphere maybe not always there, particularly at the start of this game. But I think when you see the Premier League game kicking in, and as we move closer into the quarterfinals of this cup, I think you'll just see better atmosphere and driving the players on. So.
That's a good answer for me. So my next question, going to, again, might put you on the spot a little bit. If Eddie Howe was maybe looking at one position to strengthen, not player, position, and not based off tonight, because like I said, I know we discussed tonight was a bit of a slow performance, but where do you think Eddie Howe should look to if he was going to get one sign in what position?
Ooh, it is a difficult one. I mean, I think depending on how Isaac, depending on what happens with Isaac.
Yeah, I'm forgetting about him. I think everyone's forgetting about him.
We're all expecting him back in January, but it just depends on what the signs are. So I think depending on where he's at, then obviously we'll be looking to. I would think we've got to think about up front still.
Right. And if Isaac was fit and firing, where would you go?
Probably still, winger. Still another winger. I think that's probably.
I said left back. I still think we need, even watching tonight's game, we don't have that. More so in the final third.
I think he's playing. He's playing Dan Burn there at the minute. We have got Target. Target hasn't. Yeah. He never really did anything wrong other than get.
I think defensively we're very good there. It's more Trippier's brilliant the other end of the pitch, and I think on the left hand side we lacking in that final third.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think Dan Burn will be the first one to admit once he gets past that halfway line, he's 100%. For all he's got the effort there, he's maybe not as clinical as what we would like to be, But I don't know. I think the only thing that worries me is injuries. If a Trippier does get injured, and who we're gonna stick in there,
And going into Boxing Day, can we restart our Premier League campaign with a win? Do you think we can go down there and get the points?
Definitely, yeah.
Happy days. I'll take those answers. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Have a nice Christmas. Well, it wasn't the prettiest at times, but we are sitting here going into Christmas. We are in the hat, and I think normally I would say that's all that matters anyway, but when we haven't kicked a competitive football for over a month, it really is all that matters getting in that round. And I think tonight it showed that we hadn't played any competitive football. Yes, we still played with a high press. Yes, we still played with an intensity, but we didn't play with the same Eddie Howe intensity that we've known to love, that his philosophy is all about. And I think the atmosphere was reflected in that. I think I was really excited to get back in a floodlit St. James Park, packed, and it was a little bit damp. And I think the only reason the atmosphere was a bit damp tonight, pretty cold, but mainly because the performance wasn't quite there. I mean, Bournemouth didn't really offer much. They had a couple of chances in the second half. Pope had to save us at the end from Solanke's header that I think he saved. But generally speaking, Bournemouth weren't at the races. On another day, the Newcastle United, fully fit, fighting before the World Cup break, would have absolutely destroyed them. I think there's a couple of performances there that I was a bit disappointed with today. I think Willock was really off the pace. He just wasn't at the races, and obviously he was hooked off for St. Maximin. I thought Longstaff was pretty poor tonight, and I think defensively, yes, we were still solid but we weren't as tidy in the defence. A couple of our clearances were a bit wary. We caused ourselves a couple of problems by not getting rid of the ball, a bit sloppy in possession at times, and just in the final third I thought we looked a little bit clueless today. But hey, first half, I still don't know why that goal wasn't given. There was no VAR, but the linesman seemed to put his flag up a minute later. It made no sense to me. Miguel Almiron's missed the sitter, so if those two go in and those two are given, that's 3-0 on the night. I never actually saw the goal very well from where I was sitting. There was a little kid jumped up, so I'll have to watch that one back. Apparently it was their own goal, so I think Wilson will be annoyed with that, but I haven't watched it back yet. But hey, like I say, we are in the draw. We've got an advantage on some of the other Premier League teams, I think, going into Christmas, which is quite important in a Boxing Day, because we've had a game under our belts. Unfortunately, Leicester are still in the tie, so they've had a competitive game tonight. But it's all about being in that draw, and I sound like a stuck record saying it. It's amazing to be back. My God, I realised when I was stood in St. James's Park, when the players were walking out, I just felt this thing come over me of like, my God, you don't have to miss this when you don't have it. And I'm so happy to be back amongst the football. I cannot wait for the lads to properly get started, and I don't think we saw that tonight. But hey, like I say, we are in the draw for the next round. Who knows where we can go? Lots of people think it could be our year. We're not too many games off now. If the draw could be kind to us, we'll see. I see Leicester have got through, Southampton have got through tonight. Those are teams I think we could beat on our day. We've already beaten some of them teams in the past. I don't know. I'd love to tell me ma that I'm not coming home for tea, but we'll see. But Newcastle fans, if you've stuck around this long and you've liked this video, please drop us a little subscribe. Check out the Newcastle charity Christmas song video just below. All the donations on that go to the food bank, and I will be going to Leicester on Boxing Day, so make sure you whack that subscribe button to see my Leicester match vlog. on the party bus for Boxing Day, and I hope every single subscriber, follower, person watching this has an amazing Christmas. Sorry, I got that one wrong. How are the lads? It sounded better in my head. I'll see you on the next video, Newcastle fans. Merry Christmas.